I'm Jenny. Thanks so much for clicking on my video. So this video shows you how I drew this London street scene. I use Indian ink with a colour wash to create this particular effect. I actually have another video which is called How to Draw a Perspective Street Scene, Venice. And in that video I show you all of the specific materials I use to create a piece like this. I also explain how to start out and draw the first few lines, including how to use a vanishing point in that video. So have a look if you're interested to know how I begin drawing. I'm using a ruler and a mechanical pencil. Most of the detail and lines in a drawing like this are either horizontal, vertical, or a line which leads into the vanishing point. I often simplify areas too. For example, I actually draw a lot less windows than you see in the original photo. I don't add details such as signs or letterings either. I just find it makes it easier, and it doesn't matter if it's not exact. It gives the same feeling in the end, even if you leave some parts out. I fill in areas with the same technique as my Venice drawing and all the other ink sketches you'll find on my website. I have an Instagram page called JennyO_ink, which has some shorter process clips and other finished street scenes. So I use a long pointed barbecue stick for the application. I have a big pack of these, and for a whole piece I might use 4 or 5 sticks in total. I dip into the Indian ink and go straight in with the very dark areas, like this archway. Then, as the ink gets absorbed into the stick, I apply on the lighter areas to give a shaded illusion. The stick absorbs the ink pretty quickly, especially when the stick is new. So I go back and forward between applying the very dark areas and light areas, like this. Once the stick stops absorbing the ink, that's when I change and grab a new stick. I try to keep my strokes consistent, so for example here on the pillars, I have used vertical lines to mimic the vertical nature of the pillar. I personally quite like that scratchy effect. It's not super neat or anything, but I enjoy seeing the hand-drawn aspect of these pieces. If I'm working with a particularly detailed area, and I find the stick is just not fine enough, I will use a very thin fine liner pen to define some more specific areas. And as you can see, I continue with this same method all over the piece. Dip into ink, apply straight to the darkest areas, and let the ink run out as I reach the lighter areas. Sometimes I crosshatch too, to give a more even tone and to eliminate anything too scratchy or messy. Crosshatching means to create lines in a certain direction and then going over the top with a second layer of lines in a contrasting direction. Nearer to the end of the piece, I might use a ruler to sharpen up any edges which need it. As they are buildings, it's important that they sit straight. The last step is to create a watercolour wash over the top. The ink must be dry, of course, and you must have used permanent ink so that it doesn't smudge with the water. I usually just use 2 to 3 colours. This time I'm using pinks and oranges and a touch of green. I like the sepia sort of old-fashioned effect that the orange wash gives. And here is the final piece. I popped it into a frame and hung it up on my wall. I love having pieces like this up on the wall, as I think they are much more personal than a print or a photo. Being hand drawn makes it a bit more of a feature. So thanks so much for watching my video. See you next time.